Welcome to the fifth and final video of our guitar studio build. In this video, we focus on the ceiling, trim, and beauty shots. For the ceiling of this studio, I had the idea of using old rusty corrugated metal. If you've been following any of my videos, this metal might look familiar to you, as it's the same metal we use as a chair rail in my garage/workshop. Many years ago, my family tore down an old building on their property. This corrugated metal was the roof of that building. We decided to keep this metal, and boy am I glad and thankful we did, as this stuff looks awesome and has so much character. To cut this, I put a friction blade in an old circular saw, and it worked great. Very loud, but great. We got pretty picky with our cuts, as we wanted pieces with the most rust and character to them, as this will be a main focal point in the studio. At this point in the build, we were starting to question our intelligence, as we found ourselves doing the hardest part of the project on the hottest days of the summer. This day being one of them, and it was terrible. Finally on to install. Once again, we didn't get much footage of this step, but you'll see it took all hands on deck to get these pieces installed. Thankfully, Logan's wife and dad were nice enough to come by and help out. Thanks guys, we couldn't have done it without you. A lot of strain on the shoulders and a ton of screws later, we got it installed. After some back and forth trying to decide if we should cover all the joints or not, we decided to leave the butt joints on the walls but added quarter rounds to the corners. So with a little glue and some brad nails, we installed these quarter rounds, and I think they added a perfect finish. Next was to work on the window and door trim. For this, we used 1x4 pine and stained it dark for a nice contrast against the panels. Here I'm cutting out a spot for the light switch, then moved to the table saw to rip some pieces down the sides. As I stated in part 1, at the time I was working out of a double shipping container shop, and this gives a view of that shop from a different angle. To install the trim, we used more of that Pt.5 adhesive and brad nails to hold it all in place. This section of the wall is metal studs, so I had to use adhesive only, and used a lot of clamps to hold the trim in place until it dried. The back door also has metal studs, but I was able to nail into the panel and not into the studs, figuring the nails were only there to hold while the glue dried. And with that, we are finished with the build of this guitar studio. I want to give a huge thank you to Logan and his wife Erin for thinking of me, trusting in me, and being patient with me for this project. I had a ton of fun building it, and I love visiting you guys in the studio, and I'm ready for the next project anytime you guys are. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.